Inclusive Education Western Cape is an NGO which has since 1995 been promoting and supporting positive models of inclusive education. In 2009, IWC embarked on a 3-year Inclusive Schools project with funding from the Momentum Fund. The aim of the project was to accompany and support 4 primary schools in the Western Cape on their journey towards becoming more inclusive. One of the goals was to highlight examples of good inclusive attitudes, strategies and practice identified during the course of the project. This DVD has been compiled to capture those practices so that it can be used as a resource to other schools. 2 urban and 2 rural schools were selected to participate in this project, 3 of which had unit or resource classes. The schools are Fairview Primary School, Grassy Park, Cape Town; Claremont Primary School, Claremont, Cape Town; Yuri Hayes Primair, Vredenburg, West Coast; and Swartberg Primair, Caledon, Overberg. Being an inclusive school refers to the capacity of an ordinary local school to respond to the needs of all learners in its catchment area, including those requiring extra support because of learning or other disability, social disadvantage, cultural difference, or other barriers to learning.
The concept of barriers to learning replaces the old explanation of learners with special needs. The assumption of learners with special needs is that the problems in the learner's educational development is rooted in the learner himself or herself, and it excludes all the extraneous factors and all the other barriers that may exist, meaning that for a long time we looked at the learner as being the problem in terms of developing educationally, whereas barriers to learning actually reflects a wider range of inadequacies based on social, economic, political, educational. So there are more wider concepts or constructs that actually lead to some of the barriers.
Inclusion is as much about welcoming and supportive attitudes as it is about ensuring the policies and practices in the school serve the best interests of all learners. Becoming an inclusive school is a process which takes time and ongoing collaboration both within the school itself and also with those who engage and support it from the outside. With this whole school approach in mind, this DVD looks at the examples of good practice which were identified and described by the various role players in the whole school community.